The untouched shores of the Wild Coast played host to the first Isingqisethu Cultural Festival. Here in Port St. John's, people gathered from around the province to showcase the beauty and culture of the Eastern Cape through food, dance and music.
Eastern Cape as a home of legends. You'll remember that colonial wars started in this province, and many of the stalwarts of this country are coming from this province. So in that context, through this culture, we want to broaden the scope of the whole South Africa to understand Eastern Cape as a tourism destination, a destination for everything. When you cross here, it's an Indian Ocean. And in that way, this is the beginning of Africa. So in that context, we are not enjoying this area as people of the Port St. John's, but beyond, we are protecting a starting point of a continent called Africa.
The festival highlights the importance of culture, but more importantly looks at how tradition can be adapted to still be relevant in a rapidly changing world.
Yes, in the modern society, it's quite an appreciable situation that the country must grow in terms of technology, in terms of education, in terms of other many things. But a culture and a generation without a particular connection of ancestral beliefs, because we're Africans, and also the interconnection of what defines South Africans from other people, what defines Zulus from other people, defines Xhosas from other people, Sothos. So we must not throw that heritage, that richness. We must keep it whilst we are advancing in order to adapt to the global economy, to the global world, in the context of keeping our culture and preserve it for the future generations to come.
The festival brought together many exhibitors from around the province, like Nomangesi Machawe, who makes a living by creating traditional craft work.
To
me, culture is very important. I have 2 kids, a boy and a girl, who are doing what I'm doing. You wouldn't say that no one is working in the house. I was able to extend my house through this craft work. I live with my husband and he is not working, but you wouldn't say because I am able to put food on the table with my craft work.
Another crafter, YEZEKILE from SINETHEMBA Crafters, encourages young people to get involved and take up crafting as a profession in a job-scarce country.
Culture to me means we're going back to our roots. When you're doing this, it doesn't need that much money. You can start it with the little that you have. Young people should learn from this and stop complaining to the government about jobs and start taking initiative of what has been given to them.
Culture plays an essential role in harnessing growth in societies.
Culture, it is a glue that connects people together. So with culture you can make a nation, unite people and so forth because of the cultural festivities that you can see around. The attire, the groups that are here. You'll remember that Eastern Cape is one province with the diversity of cultures in one, but it has got an ability to unite those people, to tolerate their differences in terms of culture, to tolerate their languages and learn from one another. So by this, we're trying to promote a particular message in the society of South Africa, to say through culture, through sport, through understanding our roots and heritage, we can build a better South Africa and a better world.
People travel all over the world to experience the authentic culture of places. Besides its natural heritage, the Eastern Cape is tapping into its cultural diversity to attract more visitors. The Isingqisethu Cultural Festival is just the beginning. Traditional dances created the ambience, entertaining and showing off the dance styles of the Eastern Cape. With the success of the inaugural event, there are plans in the pipeline to grow the festival's offering.
that certainly looks like an interesting festival. Joining me now from the Wild Coast to discuss the Isingqisethu Cultural Festival and other tourism initiatives in the province is CEO of Eastern Cape Parks and Tourism, Luxolo Rubushe. Luxolo, thank you so much for making the time to join us. Of course, we've just seen an insert about the inaugural festival. Can you tell me a little bit about the thinking behind the festival?
The primary aim of having this festival is actually lifting our heritage and culture. As a province, we've got a number of different communities, ethnic groups, royal houses. And what we then seek to do is firstly to bring those royal houses so that they may be in a position to showcase what we have from a cultural point of view as a province. But over and above that, there is a focus on the promotion of domestic tourism. And within domestic tourism, we are then lifting particularly heritage and cultural tourism. And we hold this event as our primary event as the ECPTA that seeks to promote heritage and cultural tourism.
Luxolo, the Pan-African expansion of the festival certainly sounds interesting, but we know that the Eastern Cape was already home to one of the biggest festivals, the Grahamstown Festival. How are you planning to set this festival apart?
The main difference, I would say, between what is the Grahamstown Arts Festival and this one is really the focus on heritage and culture. And this one is seen in Xhosa or in Nguni. It's a sound, it's a beat. So it's about really showcasing the deep cultural heritage that we have. Here we obviously have the broader Xhosa community, but we've got, for example, the Pondos that are here. We've got a very distinct culture, even their way of dress. We want people when they come here to understand, for example, the different dress codes. How do young girls dress? How do older girls dress? How do unmarried girls dress? How do married women dress? So there's a lot of focus on what we would want to have as really an exploration and an exposition of the indigenous knowledge systems that we have in this community.
And before I let you go, do you plan on leveraging the parks as part of the tourism offering?
It's quite interesting and also exciting for us. And perhaps it's a wonderful coincidence that we are here at Silaka now. As you may perhaps see when you've got time, we've spent a bit of money in making sure that the areas that people can stay in here are top-notch. If you go to our chalets, you are going to find that we've got flat-screen TVs, we've got DSTV for those that would want to have that kind of experience. But what we've really done strategically is to reposition these reserves for hospitality. We've gone ahead and appointed people in the organization to promote them, not primarily for conservation, but in addition to conservation, to hospitality. The area that we are in now is fully booked for the upcoming festive season in December and January. There are people that know it and they come here. We've got others such as Hluleka and Dwesatwebe. And Hluleka is booked for this year, is booked for the next year. And I think there are a few seats that are, beds rather, that are left for 2015 for those people that are able to appreciate the kind of offering that we have. So structurally as well as resource-wise, that is where we are now going, just to promote what we have. It makes business sense as well for us because it's able to generate revenue which we can then reinvest in terms of what we've got in this space.